You mentioned Fairfax.
Oh yeah, man.
So we gotta talk about this.
R.I.P. to the block. It's
to
over.
Supreme on Fairfax.
Scott, he came ready.
Hey man, you know I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
I got no Supreme one today.
So this happened like Thursday. I think
Thursday.
was the last day.
It's funny. They actually, man, and shout out to Supreme. Big corporation. You guys have done tons for the community and just what you guys are doing. But it's funny. They actually put up a post announcing that Thursday was the last day, and then corporate made them take it down.
They did.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering where the post was or anything, because I only saw it off Twitter.
Yeah, they put up a post, and then corporate made them take it down. So, I guess they just wanted to keep it low key, which is cool.
Was it because they're moving somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean they're moving. The big rumor, and people probably know by now, is that they're moving to the Tower Records building on Sunset.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a new location. They have a parking lot, so it'll be a little smoother.
Wow. So they'll just inhabit a floor on there?
So you're thinking of Amoeba, maybe?
I am thinking of Amoeba.
Tower is on I forget the street. It's West Hollywood, Sunset, and like I forget past where.
That's not. I thought Capitol was in there. It's not in there.
Nah, there's literally no one's in there.
No one's in there.
Kind of vacant for a while. They've used it for pop-ups.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's gonna be a big store.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big store. It's gonna be they have a parking lot. It'll be a better vibe, I think, for what they're doing.
Yeah. I
don't know if they're gonna put any type of skate bowl elements or whatever in there.
I mean, I saw the one in the new one in New York off Green, I believe, and that one had like huge installations and stuff. So I'd imagine.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to Supreme. It's just a business that's growing and building. 19 years on Fairfax. I wish it would have did 20 just to give it a good round number.
That's what I'm saying. That would have been dope. Like,
but they were kind of outgrowing the space. It's like the lines and just the people, and like there's been people like shout out to Hav, shout out to Jeff. Jeff and Hav have been there for 19 years.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So yeah,
I can remember when I first time coming to LA in 2014. My friend Eric actually lived behind the Supreme store, like in those apartments, like. Behind Rosewoods, like you go by the hundreds and you take a right. He lived right there, and like he went to work, and I walked all up and down Fairfax, and it was just different. Like I was telling my wife, like I'm so kind of sad that a lot of kids won't get to experience that ever again. You know what I mean? Like those Crook store was next to the Diamond store, was next to this store. Like that was just a lineup. You hit every one of them. You know what I mean? And that was such a dope time, especially for somebody like me who just come from Virginia, like. Never seen anything like that before, and
it's crazy, man. You're right. Like it's a shame, but it's also just like, things are evolving, fashion's evolving. Like back in the day, you could go and hang out at Supreme or hang out in front of the Hundreds or hang out in front of Diamond or Crooks, and you had the shop owners who kind of cared about the kids and gave them free clothes, and you can't do that in front of Rick Owens. You can't do that in front of Louis Vuitton and.
Can't do it in front of round two.
Yeah, I mean you can. The round two is a little bit of a part of the community enough to support kids and give them a little free shit here and there and give them the opportunity. But that's not happening at these high fashion houses, and I think that's where kids are shopping now. You look at the high school kids; they're wearing Balenciaga. Like literally,
blowing my mind.
It'd be blowing my mind too. But it's like it's crazy. I think, just the way. Because I think the kid that's wearing Balenciaga is a kid that's on the internet researching fashion, want to know what's up, and like that was the kid that was a streetwear kid at some point. So it's crazy just to see how tastes evolve, and it's a sad thing. We're losing our recipes.
Yeah, we are.
We
really are.
You said 2004. You said 19 years ago. What does a 2004 Fairfax look like?
Oh man, that shit was just like it was just Supreme and fucking. What was this shit around the corner? Hundreds was like around the corner. Like they had an office at one point.
Yeah.
You had like Turntable Lab, which is like just like a hip hop store. They sold like new releases and vinyl and shit like that. What else was over there? Fresh Jive had their shop in like the bookstore, and like that shit was cool. Damiano's was like the pizza spot. There was no fucking John and Vinny's. There was no golf wing store. Langers. What else? It was cool. It was just like it was such a bare block. There wasn't much to do, so we were just like in front of a couple shops, just chilling.
Yeah,
like we go to Merrill's if we want some action or some shit like that.
Cantors.
Fairfax was like it wasn't quiet ever because it was always like a little traffic there, but it was mad. Just like old thrift stores and Jewish tchotchke shops and shit like that, and like markets. Like there was actually like a market that was across the street that I used to always go to, and that shit closed and turned into like fucking, who knows, popular demand or some shit.
Flight Club it entered. Like I think when I moved out here, it was when things were kind of starting to change in a lot of ways. Again, like Supreme was like at its hottest, even hotter than that. Like shit, it would even get hotter than that when I moved here. And I'm blessed to have been able to, at my time of the hundreds, been able to work really closely to a lot of people on that block and meet a lot of people that were really dope around there and work on there, because it's like when I even think about it and talk about it, it's like that's like a dream come true to be part of that culture in some way, shape, or form, and to see all those people come up and see all the skaters and stuff like that. Like that was really cool to see. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel really blessed to be able to see that, and for that huge, marquee store to be gone is like, it's crazy, because like now it's like, what is Fairfax now? It's a bunch of restaurants.
Yeah, which I'm not mad at. I think also it's just the evolution of the block. I think the restaurants over there are dope. They're a continuation of the block in some sense.
Is Bad Match still there?
Bad Match is still there. You got Trophies, you got John and Vinny's, you got Sweet Chick. There's a couple little spots there. It's a good little area. Animal, I think, is still over there. So one thing that I was talking to a few shop owners about is just the fact that like the foot traffic is going to be going now.
Yeah.
And like that's a huge, part of just the restaurants business and just other clothing stores around there. So curious to see how the block continues to evolve. I think there will be some type of side effects to Supreme leaving.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think there's gonna be some other stores leaving behind it.
Diamond's still there, of course.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. I think it's really, really interesting times in streetwear. It's kind of like the Wild Wild West. Like there's a lot of old brands kind of fading away, new brands kind of coming up. So it's interesting.